Speaking of the 49ers, the problem they now have is they're trying to muster a trade market for Jimmy Garoppolo, the guy they decided they didn't want anymore. Thus, they gave up 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick to get, ultimately, Trey Lance, the quarterback from North Dakota State. Jed York, owner of the 49ers, a.k.a. guy who can't be fired because, as he said once, you can't fire the owner, talking with NBC Sports Bay Area about the 49ers quarterback situation. Here's Jed York.
We are in a situation where Jimmy goes out and takes us to the Super Bowl again and has an MVP caliber season. There are worse dilemmas to be in. And Jimmy certainly has the ability to do that. I think Kyle's talked about that all along, and knowing it's the most important position in sports. And it's great to have a guy that you do believe in, that has gotten you to a Super Bowl, so you don't have to put the weight of the world on a rookie, whoever it was that we were going to choose. Now that we know that Trey is here, you don't have to put the weight of the world on that kid's shoulders, and he can grow into that position. You invest $25 or $50 million into your rookie to get them ready, then, I mean, to me, like, we're investing in the long-term future of our team. You know, this Sunday, he turns 21. If he doesn't play until he's 23, you know, but he's got a 15-plus year career, I mean, you know, there were rumors about a guy, and obviously Kyle talked about trading for Aaron. How long did Aaron sit? 2-3 years before he played? And again, I want to make sure that we do everything that we can to make sure that that position is the best it can possibly be in the NFL. We're trying to build out a team that can compete for a championship today and can compete for a championship over a period of time. And we'll make the best decisions, not where, well, you know, you traded up and like this is the third pick and he has to play right now. Well, I mean, if he's the best player, then he would play. And if he's not ready to do it yet, we're not going to put that on his shoulders.
Boy, Jed York completed the trifecta there by making a reference to Aaron Rodgers, player under contract with the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. I think they need to have a seminar at the 49ers headquarters to make sure they understand where that bright line is and to stay away from it. But the bigger issue, this idea that they would let Garoppolo finish out his contract. He's got 2 years left. And when Jed York speaks of investing $25 or $50 million in getting Trey Lance ready, that means spending $50 million over the next 2 years to keep Jimmy Garoppolo around. I just have a hard time understanding how you justify giving up 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick for the guy that you just put on ice while you see whether or not the guy that you have can somehow stay healthy. Because it's not like it's an impossibility. It's basically a coin flip. They flipped it in 2018, can't stay healthy. Flipped it in 2019, stayed healthy. Flipped it in 2020, can't stay healthy. Odds are this year he stays healthy. And what if you do get to the Super Bowl despite Jimmy Garoppolo? Not because of him, but despite him, despite the fact that he'll freak out Kyle Shanahan at some point, and Shanahan will turn him into Bob Greasy in the postseason, have him throw 8 times in the NFC Championship, despite the fact that he'll miss Emmanuel Sanders when he's open with the championship on the line. I think you got to be more decisive. And look, maybe it's all puffery. Maybe it's all BS. Maybe they're just trying to pump this guy up so they can get at least a second-round pick back for him. I just choose not to buy it because I think if it's not an effort to get more out of Jimmy Garoppolo, they are asking for a major problem here by not being as decisive as they need to be, Shireen.
Well, I see their thinking on this, Mike, because they do think they have a Super Bowl caliber team. I get that. Only a couple of years ago, they were in the Super Bowl, and Jimmy G was starting the Super Bowl. Trey Lance is not going to lead this team to the Super Bowl. He's a kid that started 17 games, and he started at the FCS level, so this is not a Power 5 quarterback with a ton of experience like, say, a Mac Jones or somebody else, Kellen Mond, who maybe is more ready, having played in a Power 5 conference for a long time with a lot of starts. So I get why they're doing this, but yeah, at some point you have to make that decision, right? And I've said all along, I think the Packers timeline changed when Aaron Rodgers did what he did last year in winning the MVP award. But they have put the weight of the world on Jimmy Garoppolo. It's an MVP caliber season or a Super Bowl is basically what Jed York said to keep your job. So at some point, all these teams have good intentions when they go and say, hey, our rookie is going to sit and we're just going to wait and see. We saw Tua come in and play last year. We saw Justin Herbert. Now, his was a little different because of an injury, came in and played last year. They all want him to sit, but at some point, you got to see what you have. So at the first misstep by Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance is going to get his opportunity. So Jimmy Garoppolo's got to go in. He's got to play well, and the 49ers have to win for him to keep his job. And at some point, you trade him. The question's going to be, Mike, say in training camp he looks great, some starter goes down, a la Teddy Bridgewater in Minnesota, and you have all of a sudden a first-round pick at your disposal. Do you move on from him at that point? I say yes. You get rid of him whenever you can.
Shereen, I think that's what they're trying to set up. I think that this is all BS in an effort to build a market for Jimmy Garoppolo. You don't give up 3 1s and a 3 and then just tuck the guy away for multiple years and say, well, we're fine with Jimmy Garoppolo. It doesn't make sense. Unless they've been completely screwed up by the fact that they could have had Patrick Mahomes and they could have had Tom Brady, and they said no to both. That could be the thing that is causing them to do something that just seems goofy and kooky and nutty and desperate.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.